It's Friday, February 4th, coming up on an all-new View. Barbara's giving you an exclusive sneak peek at her new special, A Matter of Life and Death, in Hot Topics. And the cardiologist who saved Barbara's life is revealing matters of the heart that can save yours too. From whether taking aspirin will really help you survive a heart attack, to warning signs you don't know about. Plus, the Sunset Limited star Samuel L. Jackson's telling you why he's still worried about the sun setting on his career, even though his movies have made over $1 billion at the box office. Then, if you're clueless about the big game Sunday, Elizabeth's hubby and ESPN's NFL analyst Tim Hasselbeck's taking you to training camp with everything you need to know to sound like a super fan at the Super Bowl party. And all this month, we're exposing how what you see on camera only tells half the story, with the wildest moments behind the scenes on the ViewTube Week in Review. All that, Hot Topics and more, coming up on The View.
Wow, hello and welcome to The View. Now, Sunday is the Super Bowl, and Barbara, it's a good thing that your cardiologist is here today because apparently the emotional stress from the game can cause heart attacks, especially for the fans of the losing team.
Yes.
Be like, oh my God, that's so bad. That's not good.
Well, we should point out, first of all, that we are all wearing red because...
Yes. Because...
It is February is National Heart Month.
That's right.
Valentine's
See, we got to share this month.
And it's Valentine's and Heart Month.
So it's a Black History Month.
It's Black History Month.
28 days, that's all we get. We get the shortest month, and we are sharing it. But it's what a good thing to share it with, because I know that African Americans, particularly women, are very prone to heart disease.
Yes, they are.
So thank goodness we're in this month because we can talk about both.
We're going to talk about it more later.
Excellent. Let me tell you this. A 40-year study being published in a journal for head and neck surgery found that children who have their tonsils removed are up to 75% more likely to gain more weight within a year of surgery.
They linked it to calorie burn in terms of difficulty breathing. So as soon as they burned more calories when they were trying to breathe with more difficulty. When they had the tonsils removed, according to this study, they breathed with more ease, less than burning less calories.
Please, there are more skinny kids There were more skinny kids years ago who had their tonsils out than there are today.
There was not one. I think there was maybe one fat kid in my entire elementary school, and it wasn't me.
That's because there were gymnasiums. Kids could play outside. There were things you could be active. Now you can't. We make our kids sort of stay inside because we're scared for them being out on their own. There's all kinds of.
But also, it makes you want to eat more. I think when they take it out, so it's not as painful to eat.
Also, there are schools that are cutting the gym program, but I don't remember why we all had to have our tonsils out. Do you?
Everybody.
What was the reasoning for it?
I guess they thought that it would
probably was if we
that something would happen if they stayed in. I never got mine taken out, and look what happened to me.
I had mine out.
But you know what? I do not think tonsils are making kids fat or not.
I don't think so.
I'll tell you what is making everybody fat.
What's making everybody fat?
Skinny jeans that stretch. Jeggings and skinny jeans are making everybody fat. Why? Because you are able to, especially on like Super Bowl Sunday, sit there with nothing telling you, stop eating those chips, your jeans hurt you. Now, my jeans used to hurt me, and that was sort of like a block. Like, okay, now I hit the limit where they hurt me. Now they never hurt you. They never let you know.
I need to tell you something. I need to tell you something. If you're too big for your skinny jeans, stretch or no stretch, they hurt. They hurt because you get in and that elastic says, "What the hell? What's going on?"
It's comfortable. If you are too big, jeggings are making us all fat.
If you are too big for your skinny jeans, you shouldn't be wearing skinny jeans.
The jeggings or the stretchy jeans.
Skinny jeans, this is my savior. I love these because you don't have that button where you're like, oh, she.
Exactly.
You don't have that.
mind.
I love it.
If there's a
So
button.
your crutch is not with skinny jeans.
Kids are wearing
Your crutch is with elastic.
With jeggings.
It's with elastic, because I have buttons. You know, the Hue skinny jeans that I wear all the time have buttons in them.
Yeah, mine these don't have the buttons.
Yeah,
These Hue.
pretend buttons, like paint-on buttons and paint-on snaps and paint-on pockets.
like paint-on.
Let me ask you, Sherry, because you having an interesting issue with your son, Jeffrey, these days. Is he pissed off about the jeggings too, or what's going on with him?
You know what? I'm a parent, and this whole thing, I don't have a manual, so I'm just trying to teach Jeffrey the best I know how. So,
you got a man, but not a manual.
I got a man, but not a manual. But I think he's getting ahead of me in the teaching, like this morning, because Alejandra helps me, you know, so I can get out to work on time. And Jeffrey says, "Mommy, are you going to make me oatmeal?" And I said, "No, it's Alejandra's turn to make the oatmeal." And he looks at me and he says, "Mommy, I'm not talking about Alejandra. I'm talking about you." And I you know, on the one hand, though, I was like, okay, we got it, because last week I was telling him, you got to share it. He said something about Billy, and I said, I'm not talking about Billy. I'm talking about you.
Oh, so he's
I was happy
you.
he got it, but then I was shocked, because I was like, okay, did you just chastise
Yeah, they will put you in check.
we never were able to call our parents out like that.
She's got three of them to
You
talk
got
about.
three, and now you call the parents out.
No, they call. Yeah, the kids call me out. Remember, I told you the other day. I went to go. I had to run, and then Grace started. I said, "Grace, you're in charge of everybody." Yeah. I said, "I'll be right back." I come out. She's screaming at the other two boys. I said, "What are you doing, screaming?" She said, "Mommy, that's what you do when you're in charge. You scream." And I'm like, "Oh!"
But it is
do
this
this
thing.
all the time.
It used to be, you know, do as I say, not as I do kind of thing.
Yeah,
but I
no.
think today's kids,
Don't do
they're
what we do.
so smart. They call you on your on the BS, and now you got to figure out what you're gonna say. When
Yeah,
they
you know
call
what you say? Here's what you say. I know exactly what to do, Jeffrey. We're going to teach you how to make the oatmeal, and you can make it.
Oh, that's novel.
I did that with tuna.
But
I
you
taught
should be happy.
Jeffrey how to make tuna.
A lot of people who have nannies, the kid falls in love with the nanny and hates the mother. Your kid loves you.
No, he loves
That is
Alejandra.
not
Plenty
true.
of them like the
No,
nanny
it is
better
true.
than the mother.
It is
And they
true.
call the nanny mommy
used to
sometimes.
call them mammies.
It is the guilt.
They do love,
It
and
is
you're
the
glad they
guilt of the working mother.
The mammies.
It is. You do have a lot of
You
guilt.
want a mammy instead of one of those southern girls that were
Mammy.
never around?
You want your
I
child
had a
to feel
mammy.
loved, right? Someone's helping, and you want them to love the person
mommy
who's
sometimes,
helping.
but I know at the end of the day when he looks at me, I am mommy. I know that I love the fact that he loves her, that he wants to be, because I know that they have a good relationship. So when
Make
I
the damn oatmeal, for God's sake.
I'll make oatmeal at the door.
Give the kid cold cereal. And
That's
let him
right.
pour the milk on it.
Speaking of cold cereal, I will be performing at New Jersey Pack Saturday night, February 5th. And if anybody's here in town or you find yourself in New Jersey, NJ Pack, I will be there. For ticket information, you can look on our website or New Jersey Pack website.
But that's not cold cereal. That's hot stuff. Whoopee.
We will be right back with the cardiologist who saved our Barbara's life. Barbara, one of the most personal specials I think you've ever done airs tonight, and you brought a clip with you today. Tell us about it, please.
This, I think, is the most important special I've ever done. It's called A Matter of Life and Death, because without the surgery that I had, I probably would not have lived
much longer.
Much longer.
Right.
It also has on it President Bill Clinton, Robin Williams, David Letterman, Regis Philbin, Charlie Rose. All of us had the same open heart surgery. But it will also teach you, especially women, what you should look for, how you combat it. It's on tonight at 10, 9 Central, A Matter of Life and Death. Let me show you a little bit of it, okay? 6 months ago, I stood at the crossroad of life and death by doctors telling me that I could suddenly die if I didn't have open heart surgery. I probably would have had a heart attack and may very well have died. I'm not alone. In the last few years, other well-known Americans have undergone this dramatic operation to save their lives.
I realized there was really no alternative. If I wanted to live, I had to do this.
I would find myself bursting into tears and sobbing uncontrollably.
They're going to put him on a gurney, roll him into the OR room, and bust him open like a lobster.
Stop the heart, work on it, restart it. Good luck, you're back. It was hell.
It was hell, but we're all alive, and we're going to also teach you how to stay alive. With me now is the man who forced me to have the open heart surgery when I resisted.
At gunpoint.
At gunpoint. My cardiologist, who I think helped to save my life, Dr. Jerry Glicklich of New York Presbyterian. I should know that. It's tattooed where my scar is. So, thank you, doctor. Will you remind people just very quickly what my operation was for and what, for example, Clinton and Letterman, who almost never talks, is for?
So your operation was to replace the aortic valve, which is the main valve that leads from the heart to the rest of the body.
Because blood wasn't coming up.
Right, it was
what
clogged.
Was it leaking?
It wasn't leaking, it was clogged. It wouldn't open.
Oh, clogged.
It can leak or it can be clogged. Yours was clogged.
And I had to have a new valve put in.
Right.
Yeah, a cow valve. Robin Williams says, yeah, Robin Williams says that. He says he gives good milk. Yeah. Now, what do the others have?
So the others had operations on their arteries because arteries can also become clogged up. That's the disease that gives people heart attacks. Okay. And they had bypasses, as I understand it. I'm not their doctor.
But Barbara's wouldn't have given her a heart attack?
No, but it was equally dangerous.
No, but what you said to me was, it wouldn't give me a heart attack, but when I said, why do I have to have this? You said, because there's a small chance you'll drop dead.
That'll get you every time.
How small, though? How small?
But this was...
Well, bigger every day, actually.
That's not a heart attack?
No. It's not a heart attack the way we understand it.
I would have died.
Yeah, because no blood, everything would have, and you'd have keeled over.
It's been 9 months since Barbara's surgery, and we're so thankful that everything went really well.
Oh, you're all in the special.
And
yes.
Is there a chance that she'll have to undergo another surgery?
Yes, there is. We hope.
What?
Yes. Well, we hope that she'll live to a very old age, you know, at least another 40 years. And the valves, although they're very good, they don't last forever.
How long?
You never told me. You never told me.
You never told me. I never asked.
How long? You thought this was free lunch now.
How long do I have?
We like to think that it's. We like to think 12 to 20 years. Some are lasting longer. A long time.
But a new technique. I won't have to have open heart surgery, right?
Well, we're working on that technique already.
Well, Dr. Glicklich, you know, are there certain people that are...
So you're on.
Are there more people... Yeah, but he didn't tell you that when you signed out, did he? Okay. Are there more people, are there certain people that are more prone to this happening than others?
Well, in terms of the kind of problem that Barbara had with the aortic valve, some people are born with valves that are a little faulty, and over time they clog up.
The heart disease?
And in terms of the coronary heart disease, it's people who have high blood pressure, who have high cholesterol, who have diabetes, who don't exercise.
Okay, damn, that's
Could you
me.
say the diabetes again?
Diabetes. And I'm stressed out all the time. I mean, how much does stress play into this? Because I think a lot of people, we don't know if it's because of stress or... You know, we're just tired all the time.
Well, once you have the disease, if you've got coronary heart disease, we think that stress can bring on more trouble. It's not clear whether stress in and of itself makes you have blockages in your arteries.
You know, I take Lipitor, you know, the
good thing.
The good thing, right? In fact, well, I was at a dinner one time with a bunch of doctors. They were young men. They jogged. They did everything. They watched their weight, and they took Lipitor also.
Preventatively?
Yeah, like a prophylactic.
Tell people what it is. It's for your cholesterol.
Prophylactic meaning preventive.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I'm glad you cleared that one up.
Yeah. So Lipitor...
It's like a birth control for the heart. Go ahead.
That's good, yeah.
Okay.
So Lipitor is one of the statins, which is a drug that lowers cholesterol and also acts in many other ways to protect the heart from having a heart attack. It sort of stabilizes the plaques that you have. And most of the cardiologists I know are on one of the statins.
I was just about to ask her, because I take baby aspirin every day before I come to work. Is this not a good idea, or is it a good idea? Are they not sure now?
For the prevention of coronary heart disease, for heart attacks, women under 65,
oh, that's me.
There you go, have no benefit from an aspirin.
Oh.
People who've had a heart attack, do have a benefit from taking aspirin, and women over 65 if they don't have a reason to bleed, have a benefit from taking aspirin in terms of prevention of both heart disease and stroke.
Because it's a blood thinner.
What should women do? Because we keep talking about it. We hear about men, they always go and get EKGs, but more women die of heart disease than men.
And when do they start doing anything?
Okay, so the most important thing is to have a doctor, is to have an internist or a general practitioner, and to be seen regularly.
Once a year, you mean?
Once a year. By 40, I think every woman should have had an electrocardiogram.
And they don't.
What if you have heart history, heart disease in the family earlier than 40?
Earlier than 40.
Doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And I think every woman, every adult woman should have her cholesterol checked, should have her blood pressure checked, should be checked for diabetes, because those are things in which we can intervene now. And it's better to know about them sooner rather than later.
Now, doctor, did we talk about the heart attack symptoms that happen with men and that happen with women? And I thought that they were different. You said that not necessarily so.
Yeah,
Are they the same?
So it's interesting. So some authorities believe that women have more atypical symptoms than men do. The thing to remember is that both men and women have typical symptoms much more frequently than they have atypical symptoms.
And what is that?
Typical symptoms is what you hear about: the tightness in the chest, shortness of breath, the pain can radiate down the arm, you can be sweated, you can be nauseated. But sometimes both men and women will have, only...
Doctor, my producer is Bill Getty's going to have a heart attack if I don't draw this to a close. I thank you for the small thing you did, like saving my life. And you said it's 8 to 20 years that I have. I'm going to opt for the 20.
I'll take it.
So let me tell you guys, a Barbara Walters special, A Matter of Life and Death, truly airs tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, 9 p.m. Central on ABC. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is really helpful.
Thank you,
and when we come back, we will come back with the heart-stopping Samuel L. Jackson.
Jackson stars in the powerful new HBO movie, The Sunset Limited, as an ex-con trying to teach an atheist professor, played by Tommy Lee Jones, that no matter who you are, we're all thirsty for the same thing. Take a look.
If you was to hand a drunk a drink and tell him he don't want it, what you think he'd say?
I think I know what he would say.
Sure you do. And you would be right.
About him not really wanting it?
Yes. Because what he wants, he can't get. Or thinks he can't get. So what he really don't want, he can't get enough of.
So what is it he really wants?
Oh, you know what he really wants.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You don't know what he wants?
No, I do not.
He wants what everybody wants.
And that is?
He wants to be loved by God.
I don't want to be loved by God.
Please welcome back Samuel L. Jackson.
That's the last.
He saves the best for last. He hits the end and goes to the middle.
I feel so encompassed by red. If I'd only known. I have some red.
Yeah. You've been on this show so many times in the past 15 years, haven't you?
Yeah, but not for 2 years, though.
Oh, really?
I found out in the night. I haven't been here for 2 years. That's amazing.
But before that, a lot.
I'm usually here once a year, yeah.
Well, don't wait another 2 years.
I guess I haven't been working.
Was it us? Was it Sherry and I?
Of course not.
She came in the show, yeah.
Well, we have to say this is an intense film, The Sunset Limited. Now, it's about you're an ex-con, and you stop a professor from committing suicide, and he's played by Tommy Lee Jones. It's really intense in that it's just you and Tommy Lee. You guys, your characters debate about God, about faith, about religion. You know, we're so used to you doing these big blockbuster films, Sam. What made you choose The Sunset Limited?
Well, I wasn't doing anything, and Tommy Lee called me and said he said he had this. Yeah, he said he had this project that he was very passionate about. He wanted to direct, and he was going to be in it. And it was a two-man piece that Cormac had written, and the only person he thought could do the other side of this role was me. And I said, sure. And he said, you haven't read it. And I said, well, it's you and I'm not doing anything. Where are you going to shoot it? And he said, Santa Fe. I said, definitely. Because I love Santa Fe. So we shot at Greer Garson Studios in Santa Fe. We're on a very quick schedule. We rehearsed for about 8 days, and we shot the whole thing in 13 days.
That dialogue is quick. I mean, that's pretty, it's raw, it's fast.
Yeah, it's a lot.
The whole theme, which we just saw, you know, that little bit of, the argument between these two people, the one who believes so in God and the one who says, I don't care whether God loves me or not. Are you very spiritual? This must have affected you in some ways.
You know, I'm one of those actors that tries not to be affected by the material.
I
kind of learn it and do it. But yeah, I roll out of bed every morning. First thing I do is, I kind of roll out of bed and roll on my knees and say my prayers.
You do.
But that's something. I learned to do it when I was a kid. I got away from it when I was in college. When I went to rehab, I learned to do it again. The simple prayer in rehab was, God, grant me the strength to not use today. So that's what I do. But that's the first thing I do, and then I say the rest of the stuff that I want to say about the people that I love, and then I get up and go out and play golf. But yes, I'm very...
So you could relate to your character.
I relate to him. I understand him. I spend a lot of time in church listening to people talk about God. I have my own personal relationship with God. I do believe there is a God or a higher being that controls our lives. I do believe he's the same God that everybody fights about. Everybody just calls him a different name.
Right.
If only he would show up and just say, hey, I'm the same dude. Everybody chill.
Yeah, but then we say, you don't look like the pictures.
Next role.
I actually did God in the New Testament last year for a verbal Bible.
Whoopi plays God. What is it with black people? They love black people to play God.
Everybody knows
God is white God.
Everybody knows God is black.
That's right. I guess so.
And the woman. We're talking about compassionate.
That's right. Why we starting to look alike? I took my hat off. That's right. I keep forgetting.
It's a tribal thing.
So when you saw I want to just get back to the dialogue, because going back and forth, it's quick, it's fast, it's just the two of you. Is there room for any sort of improv, or is it tight to script and a lot of pressure?
No, it's definitely about what Cormac wrote.
Okay.
And he was there. Kind of watching us, so we couldn't change things or do things with it. And it's very specific because he's such a great wordsmith. I mean, there are words in there that I didn't even know the meaning of. I actually thought there's at one point Tommy Lee's talking about something being abyssal. And I said, oh, he misspelled abysmal. And we started discussing. He said, no, I meant abyssal. And it's a word, which means bottomless pit or something. And I was like, really? Damn.
Abyss.
Smart.
An abyss.
Abyssal. But I was smart enough to figure that out. So you have to learn the word specifically. But for me, I hadn't done a play in like 15 years.
But you're doing a play, aren't you? Coming to Broadway.
I'm going to do a play,
Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, that's a great project. When are you going to do that? I want to see that.
I think the play opens in October and runs till January.
Nice.
Or will. Yes.
You know,
I'm sorry. I just have to ask this question because, you know, my company is called One Ho. I see that your production company is called Uppity. Would you please explain that? I love this.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to go to work with my grandfather. He cleaned these office buildings, and there were all these, like, you know, big cigar-smoking white guys. And he always told me, don't look them in the eye because they'll think you're uppity. And I didn't quite get it, you know. So when they would talk to me, I would try and talk to them like that, but I would eventually end up looking at him, and he was always like. So as I got older, people did refer to me as being uppity, and so my film company is called Uppity, and my TV company at CBS is Upper TV.
That's a great story.
It's amazing how stuff affects you from when you're young. And you still, you know, you have that when you're an adult.
Well, I'm still uppity. I can't help it.
There you go.
Can I ask you, if we just have enough time, when you talked about rehab, and Whoopi has talked about it in the past, and we've been talking about Charlie Sheen a good part of this week, rehab, not rehab. Do you have any feelings about that and what he should do?
Not really. I mean, everything comes down to you wanting to do something for yourself, you know. Until you figure that out, there's not a lot, you know, you can tell somebody. You know, sometimes it's, you know, I was fortunate when I was in that spot. I didn't have enough money to damage myself the way some people could. So I had the time, I just didn't have the money.
It's the good news from poverty.
Yeah, exactly.
Sam, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's a great pleasure to be here. Good luck with your special tonight.
Our thanks to Samuel L. Jackson. The Sunset Limited premieres February 12th on HBO. Check your local listings. When we come back, ESPN NFL analyst and Elizabeth's husband, Tim Hasselbeck, is getting us ready for the Super Bowl. This Sunday, and if it's the first football game you'll be watching this season, you can still come off like a super fan to your man after a crash course on everything you need to know from former pro football quarterback, NFL analyst for ESPN, and our own Elizabeth's husband, Tim Hasselbeck. So, Tim, we got all the food out. We welcome you, and you got to tell us a few basics about Super Bowl 45.
Well, Super Bowl 45 is going to be played at the new Cowboys Stadium, which is in Arlington, Texas. They're actually getting really bad weather there right now, but what's unique about the stadium is it has a retractable roof, so there's going to be perfect conditions for the teams that are playing in the game.
As long as the roof doesn't collapse from the weight of the snow.
Yes, which happened in Minnesota this year, but it won't happen in Dallas. And then the teams playing the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, some fans here now. The Packers are going for their 4th Super Bowl title. This will be their 5th Super Bowl. They're from Green Bay. The Green Bay Packers, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yes.
You know, I know. The only thing I know, the only reason I watch a football game is who's singing the national anthem in the half.
Well, and so there you go. So Christina Aguilera will be performing the national anthem, and the halftime performance is the Black Eyed Peas. There's something for everybody.
But there are no cheerleaders this year.
No cheerleaders.
You looking for work?
I can do a cheer. How long is this game anyway? Because I have plans Sunday.
You have plans? It's going to be a while.
It's going to be a while.
Games normally take, 3.5 hours, but because they do such an elaborate halftime performance and things like that, it'll be 4 hours.
Okay, so now, Tim, can you tell us the top 3 players from each of the teams?
Yeah, so if we start with the quarterbacks, because they're the guys that get all the attention. For the Green Bay Packers, it's Aaron Rodgers. Now, this is the guy that replaced Brett Favre, and so obviously a lot of pressure. Sure, he's cute. I knew someone was going to say he was cute. He was the guy that replaced Brett Favre, and he's done an amazing job doing that. Now, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's Ben Roethlisberger. He already has 2 Super Bowl rings as a Pittsburgh Steeler, but it hasn't all been great for Ben. He was suspended the first 4 games of the season for violating the league's personal conduct policy. So a bit of a redemption story for Ben this year.
Okay, now we got offensive players.
Yeah, so guys that these quarterbacks are going to be throwing the football to. Donald Driver for the Green Bay Packers, cute. Number 80, okay? Now listen, he's also a great guy too, right? He's a great guy, and he's also the oldest guy on the Packers roster. He's been there for 12 years. So old in the NFL, he's 34 years old, okay?
Oh, my gosh.
And now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Wallace was the other guy they had up there. This guy is so fast.
Mike Wallace.
Yeah, the different Mike Wallace. Not
Mike Wallace.
Tim, you're cute too.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yes.
And then we got the defensive.
Yeah, now the defensive players. This is a battle of the hair for the defensive players.
Okay.
Yeah, Clay Matthews, a linebacker for the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. Now, his job basically is to make life miserable for Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
Right? And then Troy Polamalu. People know Troy because they'll see him in the hair commercials, the thicker hair. And he's basically the best defensive player in the National Football League. So a lot of really good players.
About football. What is the point of the game exactly?
Me too.
I mean, what are you trying to do?
Well,
I see men in tights running around. I see them, cuddling, penetration in the end zone, everything. What is the point?
4 15-minute something.
So there's 4 15-minute quarters.
It takes 3 hours to play.
So you have 4 downs to try to move the ball 10 yards to get a first down to then score a touchdown, and that's basically the gist of it.
Okay, well, let me ask you something. What is some...
Everybody says it's so complicated.
It's not.
It's not really. Now,
unless you're a player.
Who gets to either kick or run through the
You want to go through some plays?
Yeah, we can go through some plays. We'll explain some plays. Some plays that you'll definitely see this weekend.
Well, and that's what I want to know. What are some of the top things women should know if we're sitting there with some?
You will see a play action pass this weekend. Okay, so this is a play action pass right here. And what a play action is, it's kind of deception. You fake a run first, and then you throw the football. So you look at this. Michael Vick here. He's going to fake the handoff there. Then he's going to roll out to the right and become a passer there. That's a play action passer. So you saw him fake the run first. Yeah. And then he throws the football. So that's a play action pass. You'll see that this weekend. You can point that out for sure.
What's another one?
So a fair catch. Fair catch is something else that you're going to see this weekend. So when you're receiving a punt, so when a team doesn't get a first down, they punt the football. And a lot of times you'll see the guy receiving the punt, he'll wave his hand. So you see this guy here, watch him wave his hand. He's not waving to his mom or his girlfriend or his wife. He's saying, listen, I'm declaring myself down when I catch this football because these guys running at him are going to take. So he's saying, when I catch the football, you can't tackle me.
Okay, you can't touch him.
He's going to stop right there, right?
So that's a fair catch.
Catch him.
Well, because when he goes like that, he's saying, I'm declaring myself down. I'm not going to run with the football.
So that means he can't make a touchdown.
And he can't run from there. No, but where he caught it, you still have good field position right there.
So he can throw it to somebody else.
No, they just maintain the possession right there.
Stuck with the ball,
Hang with us. Hang with us here. Hang with us.
Just get some chicken. Now we got.
You should come over Sunday. Watch
interference.
So listen, so pass interference. Is when the defensive back gets in the way of the wide receiver when he's trying to catch the football. And so when we look at this here, this guy here is a defensive back. Here's Joy's favorite player, the wide receiver. Now watch him get his hands all over him right there. That's pass interference, and the offense gets the ball where the penalty occurs.
When can you touch the guy? Once he gets the ball?
It's pretty dangerous. Once he gets the ball, then you can touch him.
So not before.
It's pretty dangerous, but you have rules. Like as a quarterback, the next one we'll look at, intentional grounding. Intentional grounding is when the quarterback gets rid of the football so that he can't get hit. Because when the ball is out of your hands as a quarterback, you can't get hit. But look at Favre here. He throws the football. There's not a receiver in that area. That right there is intentional grounding. It's a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down.
Okay, what's one more? A safety. What's a safety?
So a safety is when you get tackled in your own end zone. And depends, exactly. But you get tackled in your own end zone. And so this play here, this running back, this is the end zone here. So when he runs, you're going to see the defensive player tackle the running back in his own end zone. That means the Jets, in this case, will get 2 points. You see the signal, Jason Taylor there. He holds his hands above his head. That's the signal for safety.
Okay, so safety. Thank you, Tim.
How did we do it? Did anyone learn anything?
I think I got a little.
No?
Barbara knows everything.
And Joy's got a lot more terms.
The catcher.
Touchdown. That's all you need.
Who's going to win?
Who's going to win?
I think the Green Bay Packers win.
Green Bay Packers. Thank you, guys. You guys can catch more of Tim on ESPN all day Monday for a Super Bowl wrap-up. We're going to be right back. Eat and enjoy, everybody.
Long, we're showing you that there's a whole other show happening off camera with the ViewTube Week in Review. Take a look at what's been going on around here behind the scenes.
So Sherry asked you to be a bridesmaid.
Yeah, I want to take a moment and talk about, I just gave Sherry a card, a beautiful card. It was very lovely that I bought it and gave it to her, and she just took it like I had.
I know, because I need to show
trash
you.
On
I need
the
to show
floor.
you the bridesmaid's
dress. You can't be excited about the card.
Wear this bridesmaid's dress.
I'm very excited about it. Watch how I react to you showing me a bridesmaid dress, and that's probably what you should have done when I handed you a card. Just like, oh, this surprise.
How about you? It's not only do you have assets, you have assets. So I want to
says these things. She says these things. Will there be single men at the wedding? If there will be, I may let the girls have a day out.
See these guys behind you?
Yes.
Completely gleeked
out. Okay. Yes, we just met, yeah.
Isn't it great all the kids love you?
Yeah, all the kids. I love making
all the kids love you. I love the kids.
The kids.
Exactly. It's nice. It's nice at this stage of life to have the kids.
Late stage of life.
This late, being near death. Nice hat, by the way. Where did that hat come from?
This is one of the hats from England.
Oh, nice.
Yes, you see.
It's so funny because it's like they've figured out what it is you like in a hat.
Well, I showed them.
Thank you for being with us. You're the first surprise that I can think of that we've ever done for Barbara. We tell Barbara everything.
Wow.
We don't do surprises.
So yes. Well, what an honor it is. Yeah. Just don't make me the one.
Yeah, this could go down. This could go down very poorly.
So blame it all on me.
Exactly right. What we're getting here is that you're very interested in psychotherapy.
Yes,
and
I
things
am.
of that nature.
I am. Because I went into therapy for so many years, I don't need medication.
Barbara wasn't nowhere near this conversation. There was Barbara slinking by in the background because she went, leave me out of this.
Yeah, no, I don't know if Barbara has had any therapy. Do you?
And every bridesmaid I they all have a nice rack. Okay. So it is going to be.
That was the
big.
prerequisite.
Wait, Elizabeth is a bridesmaid. What kind of rack does she have?
Well, her rack is on the back, so she's going to be walking back. Her rack is on the.
And you guys are nominated for ensemble, for screen actors, whatever it is.
Screen Actors Guild Award. It's
Screen Actors Guild.
unbelievable. Yes, I'm going to just hang on to these ladies' coattails all the way home.
How are you? I'm Bill Getty. I'm executive producer here. I think we've met a few times before.
Yes.
Nice to have you here.
Should I take my hair down? Because that's not how she's really wearing her hair.
You didn't see any of that. Don't use the stuff with her hair not down. I'm going to come around here. I'm going to come around here on you.
Big difference.
Now, are we ready?
Yes.
Jane leaves.
Hello. Jane leaves.
All right, very good. Jane leaves. By the way, can I just do this because there's something about you all done up like that. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
To be in the rhythm of the night.
That's Elizabeth Hasselbeck doing her version of El DeBarge.
That's right.
Rhythm of the Night.
That's I have.
From the DeBarge.
That's right.
And mine is, and I keep wondering who's holding Sherry. I mean, it was Donna. Sherry and Tamina. Let's go see her.
We get a little preview of Second Chance.
If you listen, there's a melody in how you live your life. You can write the song you want to hear, and I pray.
What's the deal?
I was just saying, I heard somebody reference like 3 kids, and I'm like looking around in the room, and I'm like, there's nobody who's kids here. And then, you know, like, and then she's like,
I have 3 kids.
She has 3 kids. I usually like, you know, women that are, you know, between 21 and 25 maybe. Because, you know, sometimes...
Strangely, so do I. It's a miracle. Who would have thought?
Sometimes girls, you know, they forget to take care of themselves, you know, at a certain age, and, you know, but this one right here, I mean...
Okay.
I would break my rules.
I get it.
I'm good, I'm not
Okay.
here.
Now getting creepy and uncomfortable. That's enough of that. You look good.
And I'm thinner. I've lost 15 pounds.
That's good.
And it is good. And I have more to go.
It's 15 pounds
Yeah,
really
but
changed your
I'm
life.
5'1". No, it
Yeah.
hasn't changed it yet because I still can't have sex for money, which is what I used to do.
Ah, yes.
Every day with Jesus, I love him more and more. He proves to be my closest friend. That's why I love will never end.
So I was just with Sherry and Yvette, and she asked Yvette to be bridesmaid, and I know you're a bridesmaid as well. And she said one thing all the bridesmaids have in common, which she's very excited about, is they all have big, large chests.
They all do. So tune in next Friday to find out what went on off camera all week long on The ViewTube Week in Review. And for more behind the scenes at The View, just check out our website. There's more where that came from. We'll be right back.
Barbara Walters special, A Matter of Life and Death, airs tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, 9 p.m. Central on ABC. You know what? It will save your life. I'll be in New Jersey on Saturday night. Everybody, have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy the view.
And where will you be in New Jersey?
At the Pack Theater.
Yes.